Yeah, we're back at it again. And honestly, this is actually we should have done these probably a little while ago because I want to get to where we can watch these with Micah because if we get caught up, which I think 4 more episodes and we'll be caught up, and once we start watching them with Micah again, it's just like we never left.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, I think Micah will be a little confused and we'll have to explain a few things to him. Just like Todoroki, Deku, Baku. Well, he knows the main characters, but
Yeah, we can recap him a
it's
little bit.
easy enough to follow. I mean, this series isn't like overly complex where you lose everything.
You lose track of exactly what the hell's going on. Or anything.
Exactly, which
You pretty much know it's like they're in a hero school. They're doing
Exactly.
hero school stuff.
exactly, and yeah, I mean, I'm happy we're getting back to this because I really want to finish season 2 and move on to season 3 because a lot of people say season 3. They say season 2 is really good, and they also say season 3 is really good. So, I want to watch both. I want to finish watching both.
Definitely.
And season 4 is due out this October, so
Yeah.
maybe we'll finish. I don't know. I don't think we will. I don't think time's really on our side to finish.
But at least we'll get there eventually.
Eventually, yes. So, anyway, we are now moving on to season 2, episode 6. Yeah, episode 6. The Boy Born with Everything. Yeah, I think the person they're talking about with this one is Todoroki. I think they're talking about, Mr. Half and Half, red hair and white hair. Which, yeah, mostly he's used his ice powers, but he actually was about to use his fire powers as well against Deku. Midoriya, he pushed him to that point where he was like, I have to use it. Nope. Time ran out.
Yeah, I'm still wondering why he's hesitant to use his fire powers. There must be something about his dad he really doesn't like.
Well, from what I'm seeing in what I saw in the synopsis of this, we may very well find that out. Actually, I'll be honest. I've seen this already, so I think you won't be disappointed.
Okay.
So, anyway, let's move on to this episode. Let's get it on screen. Let's give it a watch. 3, 2, 1.
話って何？
KO された。てめえの制約を破っちまうほどによ。
使えば有利になる場面でも使わなかった。左側のこと。
緑谷、お前オールマイトの隠し子かなんかか。オールマイトに目かけられてるよ。
なるほど、そうなるのか。
どうなんだ。
違うよ、それは。って言っても、もし本当に隠し子だったら違うって言うに決まってるから納得しないと思うけど、とにかくそんなんじゃなくて。
つながりがあるってことだな。
Well, you just gave it away with that face.
俺の親父はエンデバー、知ってるだろ。万年ナンバー2のヒーローだ。お前がナンバー1ヒーローの何かを持ってるなら、俺はなおさら勝たなきゃいけねえ。
釣れないこと言うなよ。君の息子さん、ショート少年。力の半分も使わず素晴らしい成績だ。教育がいいのかな。
何が言いたい？
いや、マジで聞きたくてさ。時代を育てるハウツーっての。
俺が貴様に教えると思うか？相変わらずそのあっけらかんとした態度を尺に触る。今はくだらな反抗期だが必ず超えるぞ。超えさせる。
親父は極めて上昇志向の強いやつだ。ヒーローとして破竹の勢いで名を馳せたが、それだけに生ける伝説オールマイトが目障りで仕方なかったらしい。
He's just
自分では
mad
オ
that
ール
he's
マイ
not
トを
number
超えられ
1.
ねえ親父は次の策に出た。自身の個性をより強化して子供に継がせるためだけに配偶者を選び、
So pretty much quirk eugenics.
倫理観の欠落した前時代的発想。 実績と金だけはある男だ。親父は母の親族を丸め込み、母の個性を手に入れた。俺をオールマイト以上のヒーローに育て上げることで自身の欲求を満たそうってこった。お前の左側が醜いと母は俺に煮え湯を浴びせた。
Jesus.
ずっと話したが、俺がお前に突っかかんのは見返すためだ。クソ親父の個性なんざなくたって。いや、使わず一番になることで奴を完全否定する。お前がオールマイトの何であろうと、俺は右だけでお前の上を行く。時間取らせた。
His mother poured boiling water on him, and yet he doesn't reject her too.
それほどの背景、
I think he rejects both of his
それに
parents.
対して僕が言えることなんて
He remembers his mother crying, and his one memory of her that is most seared into his mind is when she burned the side of his face.
僕を助けてくれた人たちに応えるためにも、さっき受けた宣戦布告、改めて僕からも
I'm sensing that one of the themes is that there's people who want to compete to be the best, but it's always better when everyone works together.
Yeah, that's one thing Endeavor doesn't get. Endeavor just wants the fame and the pleasure of being number one.
Since Endeavor and All Might work together, none of the villains would ever stand a chance.
Yeah.
何やってんだ。
Wait. You little bastards.
いや、クラス委員だから知ってると思うけどよ。午後は全員あの服装で応援合戦しなきゃいけないんだって。
そんなイベントがあるなんて聞いてませんけど。
信じねえのは勝手だけどよ。相沢先生から今年で受けたんだ。
You asshole,
忘れてるかもしれ
Minata.
ないから一応教えてやれって。
Kaminari's no better.
策略にハマってしまうの私。衣装まで想像で作って。
最終種目は差しでのトーナメントか。毎年テレビで見てた舞台に立つんだ。
去年トーナメントだっけ？
形式は違ったりするけど、例年差しで競ってるよ。去年はスポーツチャンバラしてたはず。
それじゃあ組み合わせ決めのくじ引きしちゃうよ。
辞退します。
大城君、なんで？
せっかくプロに見てもらう。
Because he's really a spy from the Sound Village.
騎馬戦の記憶。
Such an asshole.
Just can't help but
I
draw the
know, I know.
parallels to other
I'm
anime.
just messing with you. Yeah,
組
Naruto.
んでたのは
こんなわけわかんないままそこに並ぶなんて俺にはできない。
気にしすぎだよ。本戦でちゃんと成果を出せばいいんだよ。そんなん言ったら私だって全然だよ。
違うんだ。俺のプライドの話さ。俺が嫌なんだ。あとなんで君らチアの格好してるんだ。
B 組の商談二連撃です。
なんだこいつら、男らしいな。
So manly.
こんなことになってる。
So man.
ここは主審ミッドナイトの采配がどうなるか。
そういう青臭い話はさ。好み。商談、お城の危険を認めます。
好みで決めた。おめえら。
というわけで鉄々と塩崎が繰り上がって16名。抽選の結果組は
So Metal Man and Poison Ivy. Oh shit. Oh.
望むところですわ。
Oh.
第一試合
Midori. Oh.
僕も勝って轟君も勝った。
Oh, Midoriya's gonna face Todoroki in the next round if both of
そ
them
の前
win.
に真相って確か
あんただよな、緑谷いずくって。
He doesn't look like an easy opponent either.
この人
緑谷。
大城君、どうしたの？
奴に答えるな。ああ？やらか。
Oh God.
やる気ないなら一緒に来て。
どうして？
選ぶ相手も間違ってないかい。
大丈夫、合ってる。
遅れたけどワンホール掴んできたな。
いや、まだ不安です。ヴィランを撃った時のイメージを電子レンジに当てはめて頭に浮かべてるんですけど、まだ気を抜くと今にも崩れそうな危うい感じで 5% の力。そうやって言われると本当僕ってみんなと運に恵まれたって感じですね。
そこは粉クソ頑張るぞでいいんだよ、ナンセンスプリンスめ。君の目指すヒーロー像はそんな儚げ顔か。いいかい、怖い時不安な時こそ笑っちまって臨むんだ。ここまで来たんだ、虚勢でもいい。
成績の割にはなんだその顔。ヒーローか緑谷イズクルーバーサス。ごめん、まだ目立つ活躍だ。普通か真相等しい。ルールは簡単。相手を場外に落とすか行動不能にする。あとは参ったとか言わせても勝ちのガチンコだ。
参か。これは心の強さを問われる戦い。チャンスをドブに捨てるなんてバカだと思わないか。
なんてことを言うんだ。
That's what I figured.
Oh, you idiot.
He could have explained it a bit better to him instead of just saying don't answer him.
Actually, I think he did. It's just Midoriya got caught up in it.
Yeah. It's kind of like some sort of
it's kind of some sort of audio
paralysis, but he can only use it if you say something, I guess.
Audio, it's response-based hypnosis almost. Because if it was just paralyzing, then the people that were in his party would not have been able to move at all.
Well, I'm just thinking like it's something he could, selectively use on people. Like, but it almost seems like it's like a shadow possession jutsu type thing where it's like there's like specific conditions, but it's just you can keep them from being able to move if you get it on them.
It's the commands of anything like it's almost like an audible punishment thing. Like if you speak, you're punished. And for this, if you speak, you lose all control of yourself, and basically you're under the control of the it's only from them speaking directly to them that they gain control. It's almost it's almost like a hive mind control in some cases. Like if you it's almost like an initiation thing. Like once you speak to the person and they have a way in, then they can then they're able to manipulate you however they want. It's almost like a cult leader. I mean, it's weird how stuff like that works. I mean, I'd be afraid to speak to the guy if that was his power.
Yeah.
I'd never want to speak to him.
It's like that original conversation. I can't remember if no one said anything back to him whenever you first saw him, but I feel like someone had to have said something back to like his arrogant speech thingy he gave, and I don't think anything happened to them, so I think it's like selective, it looks like. I don't know.
Well, it's not from him speaking to them. It's them only speaking to him. They have to initiate conversation with him.
I thought it seemed like a thing where it was like they have to respond to something he has said to them or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe that's the case. I mean, I forget. It's been a while since I've seen these.
Because like he didn't ask him. He asked him a question. No, he didn't ask him a question either time. He was just trying to elicit him returning a conversation that he started. Basically.
Yeah.
Like both times, and the second time he got him too. But the first time, the only reason he didn't say something back because he would have been like, "Yeah, me too." But I don't think he actually would have done that if he thought he was going to respond and the power was going to kick in. So I think it's pretty selective on if he wants to do it to people or not. Because why would he been like, yeah, looking forward to our match? Maybe he anticipated him being like, yeah, me too, and then him just standing there and him being able to walk into the ring and being like, obviously he forfeits.
Either that or not have Midoriya show up at all.
Yeah,
just tell Midoriya just walk home.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, it could be.
Anything to get the
Yeah,
advantage,
they still haven't
man.
shown us if he can give him commands now. If he can give him commands starting next episode, then yeah, he could have just been like, yeah, go home.
Well,
Catch you later, man. Sorry you withdrew.
So, God, dude. I mean, the tournament. I know tournament arc. We're finally at it. I mean, holy hell, and
seriously, that was
16.
Just, that one scene I had to make that joke just because he's like, I withdraw, and I was just like, Kabuto?
Yeah.
It's exactly what Kabuto did whenever they got to the real tournament. He's like,
Yeah.
I don't think I'm up for it. And they're like, he does that every fucking year. Like,
Yeah.
just funny. Yeah.
I'm
Since I've watched that recently.
I'm secretly a spy for the Sound Village.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things. The fact he's watching Naruto now, that's actually one of the shonen series that because back in the day, like mid 2000, like all throughout the 2000s and early 2010s, there was the big three. There was One Piece, which has been running since 1999, Bleach, and Naruto.
What about Dragon Ball?
Dragon Ball actually went off the air in Japan in, I think, Dragon Ball Z, and then they had GT, which was a massive disappointment. But Dragon Ball Z, I think, ran for 7 years in Japan, and it stopped in, I think, 96.
Oh damn, that's a lot sooner than I thought.
Well, yeah, we're here in the States. We didn't get the end of the Cell Saga until what, almost 2000.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show you how much faster it is now, because now a lot of animes do simulcast with both Japanese and English, and a lot of people say that this has a really good English dub, in which I mean both the dub and the sub are good.
One thing about Bleach though is I don't think they had a tournament arc, did they?
At
least not in the anime series.
I don't think so. For them, it was always something or someone has been taken. Main bad guy to defeat. Bunch of other bad guys along the way. Gather up your friends, or friends will show up and fight some fights for you. For instance, say Ichigo has to go save Orihime.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden,
Orihime is essentially Princess Peach and Bleach, because she gets kidnapped a lot.
Well,
I was kind of thinking.
Well,
at one
later
point,
on,
I was like,
later
it's kind
on
of
she
absurd how
becomes-
many times this chick's
well,
been kidnapped.
Later on, when she gets a grasp of her abilities, she's actually a lot more formidable and is not able to be kidnapped as much.
Yeah,
which is good.
And yet
because-
she still gets kidnapped in the last arc of the series. So
Yeah.
even after she's got her powers. So.
Yeah, which
I'm sure in the manga she starts getting kidnapped less. Hopefully.
Well, the manga's still going. Well, it was still going, but now they moved on to like the next generation with Ichigo's son.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, which do you care about spoilers for Bleach?
I probably won't have time to read it before I already forgot what you tell me about it. So.
Okay. Ichigo and Orihime get married and they have a kid.
Fair enough. I kind of expected something like that.
Well, a lot of people were saying, well, what about Rukia? And I'm like...
Rukia and Ichigo have never really had sexual tension.
No, they haven't.
It's like dumbasses that were like, I can't believe Naruto, spoilers for Naruto, but I can't believe Naruto got with Hinata. I wanted him to get with Sakura. And it was like, okay, A, Sakura's a bitch. B, it's been foreshadowed since like the first fucking episode that like Hinata has a huge crush on Naruto. And he just doesn't notice. And it's getting really obvious like before the end of like the first or second season that he's starting to notice her too. So
Well,
I mean, like, it's really, really foreshadowed, and people are like, they never did anything to hint that they should be together at all. And it's like, you guys didn't pay any fucking attention to the series, did you?
Okay, for anyone out there who says that, watch Shippuden. Watch Shippuden and tell me you still feel the same way. I know that's a shit ton of episodes because there's more filler in Naruto than anything else.
I think it's just dudes that live in their mom's basement that have never figured out what flirting with a girl is actually like, and so that they think that Sakura is the good love interest.
Okay, first off, Nick, let me clarify something. I originally thought Naruto should wind up with Sakura, and there was actually a point in the when I was reading the manga, I was actually reading ahead in the manga because I couldn't hold back my anticipation, where it looked like that actually might have happened. Which the writer of the manga said he considered it for a long time. He considered it to be a possibility, especially if if he decided to kill certain characters, because in the
I am pretty sure Sasuke.
Yes and no. Specifically, if
or if Hinata died, I guess before then, like.
There was actually a point where the writer, or where the original writer had an idea for that, but he changed it at the last minute. And when you see it in the show, you'll know exactly when it was supposed to happen. You'll know exactly. And, yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah, as of what I've seen so far, it's just kind of goofy to me that people are like, there was no foreshadowing at all that Naruto could end up with Hinata, and I'm just like...
No, there was plenty of foreshadowing.
There was all kinds
the
of
fact that Hinata was obsessed with Naruto.
Yeah.
Obsessed.
Too shy to talk to him and everything.
Throughout the entire first run of Naruto, and then into Shippuden, it became even more apparent as Hinata grew up and got more confidence in herself.
Yeah, I'm just glad that I had another spoiler for myself on it, and I'm just glad that my two favorite characters end up together.
Well,
if you want to take a guess at who that is, you can. It's up to you. Otherwise,
your two favorite characters?
Yeah.
In
Naruto.
I know who. I'm not. I don't. Shikamaru and Tamari?
Yep.
Aha! Called it!
Yeah, they're both really good characters.
I love Shikamaru. Shikamaru reminds me a lot of my friend. Gosh, I'm trying to remember his nickname because his nickname makes so much. Manuel reminds me so much of my friend Manuel. He has so much talent and so much ability to do great things. But he's just content with just be like, nah, I'm good. And honestly, it actually irritates me, but at the same time, I understand.
Yeah.
Because it's his life. He chooses to do with it whatever the hell he wants. And same thing with Shikamaru. Tamari is also a massive cynic like Shikamaru. They're both cynics, and even though she is a little bit older than him, yeah, it is good to see them wind up together. And by the way, he brought up this in conversation, so before people yell, spoilers, Nate, spoilers, you're going to ruin it for Nick.
I said spoilers beforehand. Yeah, I said I'd already had that spoiled for myself. So
yeah. I had to think there for a second. I was just like...
Because I was like, I'm pretty sure he's going to say exactly who I'm talking about, and he's not going to say some other couple I don't know about yet. Even if he does, I don't really care that much in terms of story as to who people end up with. Like,
well, there's one that surprised the hell out of me, and I was just like, really? But actually, there's one that happens with a character that hasn't been introduced yet.
Like, me and Andrew were making guesses, but, like, we don't know anything but Naruto, Sakura, and I think someone told me who Sasuke ends up with, but I don't remember.
You'll see. You'll see.
I'm guessing probably, if not Ino, then, shit. There was another person I was thinking, but... Sure.
You'll see. I'll just say this. You'll see. There's characters that haven't been introduced yet, and a whole other plethora of places Naruto has not been yet with awesome characters that you will see. You will see how it all turns out. Trust me on that.
Right. Yeah,
I mean,
we just finished watching the Snow movie last night. So
oh yeah,
that's how far we are. In
yeah, that's a good one.
Which,
I like that.
That one confused me because there was something that happened in the Snow movie that definitely places it after the point that we've watched in the show.
Yeah.
But then something else happened. But I think we actually found out it wasn't like, apparently Sasuke gets injured in a filler episode and then wakes back up in the next canon episode.
Here's one thing I want you to learn about Naruto's movies. Not quite canon.
Fair enough.
They are not quite canon. Think of them as offshoots that happen, but they're not 100% accurate. Because there's some that happen later on. There's actually, I will say this, my least favorite out of the original Naruto movies is probably the second one. I like the third one a lot. But then when you get into the Shippuden movies, they're actually consistently good across the board. Like, I can't really find, like, massive, huge issues with them. But the second one, I will say this. The second one, there's pacing issues. The first one, I think you actually watched the first one. The Snow Princess is the first one.
Yeah.
Whereas the second one is... There's parts that I'm just like,
watching the first one was kind of neat because you could tell they had a higher animation budget for the movie than they did for the show.
Well, they always do.
Yeah.
They always have a much higher budget
and
for the movie.
And it was neat to see, like, the characters, except for, like, one scene that I was really confused on because the animation got real fucking weird for one scene.
Oh.
When they're in the bar and she's drunk.
Yeah,
and like they're walking in and their mouths aren't syncing up at all with what they're saying, and like their movement is all, but there's still some cool shots in it, and the movement's like weird, but it's weird but not bad, if that makes sense.
There's actually parts that you'll see parts of that in the anime where the animation changes up a little bit, and it's to accommodate for a change of style based upon the
like
scenery.
The mood.
Yeah, like the mood.
Yeah.
Especially there's one fight
I was
scene
thinking
that
that
happens.
might be what they were doing, is they were almost giving it like you're drunk or you have a buzz in a bar while this is going on type thing, you know?
There's actually a part in one of the more serious fights of the entire series. Because of the animation and because of what happens, I could not stop myself from laughing because it just
I couldn't
so
stop
ridiculous.
myself from laughing in that scene because Naruto made one of the best faces I've seen him make so far.
Naruto makes some good
I'm pretty
faces.
sure I've seen that face like used on the internet.
Naruto makes some good faces.
Yeah. But yeah, we're supposed to be talking about My Hero
Yeah,
Academia.
My Hero Academia. Sorry, we're talking about another shonen anime.
I guess we only have build up in this episode, so we didn't have a lot to discuss about it.
Well, the only thing we really had to discuss was Shinzo, his power. I mean,
it's like, what do we think that's going to be? And a little bit about like Todoroki, but not really a whole lot.
Todoroki had a
that's pretty fucked up because I thought his face was that way just because that was his fireside, you know, and
but
that
no,
was just like a birthmark.
His mom burned his face with boiling water.
So yeah,
Jesus.
Apparently his parents are not that great.
Well, his dad is an ultra obsessive, and his mother is, I think, either had a psychotic break or just.
It sounds like his mother wasn't into marrying his dad at all, and it was essentially.
It was a political marriage, effectively.
Yeah, it was one of those things that basically I would kind of consider like rape. It's like if your parents are like, "You're gonna marry the person," I don't want to. Too bad, like. And then he's gonna put his dick in you, like, I don't want to. That's rape, you know. But
well, think about marriages and all that in like throughout history. There's been like arranged marriages and stuff like that. It's like you will be the consort of the king, and if you provide him an heir, you will become the queen or something like that. And it happens throughout history to be that way. And then of course in Japan, especially, dude, there was a law in Japan where you could literally whore your wife out if you had gambling debts. Literally, you could whore your wife out legally for gambling debts.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure stuff like that happened in Samurai Champloo.
That actually, that happened too.
They touched on
that,
stuff like that.
That was actually an accuracy of the period that a lot of critics said was very well done.
Yeah. especially
the period it took place in, the Edo period.
Because it was really disturbing when you hear about it, and then you find out, like, yeah, that's actually a thing that happened, and you're just like, shit.
Yeah, dude,
like, that's fucked.
It's pretty messed up how and that's why when people say, "Oh, I'd rather have been born back in the day, back in the good old days," I'm like, no, I would rather be here and now, where disease is on the decline. Death is on the decline. Of course, mental health has been an issue and always will be an issue because humanity kind of fucked up. We're all broken. That's all I can say. We as humans are all broken in our.
I think
own
I
way.
was born exactly when I was supposed to be. The only thing that I would have liked to experience, but honestly, like I would not be down with being as old as I would be right now, is just the 70s because of the drugs.
Oh God.
And the music festivals. I would have totally been at music festivals doing drugs all the time. Probably.
I would have liked to have been around in the 70s, but at the same time, actually, CGP Grey has probably the best diagram of it. He said, I want you to look back at history. You see that? You see all that death, dismay, plague, war, and conquest and all that? Look to the future. You know what I see? Potential awesomeness. I'm going to stick with that. And he's right. He's right. I mean,
you definitely don't want to be born in the 40s because you're probably going into World War II.
And you don't want to be born during the 20s and 30s because, hey, Great Depression, polio, Spanish flu, a bunch of horrible shit.
It's nice being born in an age where we can be friends with people who have different skin color than us, too.
Oh, yeah, where there aren't laws preventing you from talking to a little black boy or a little black girl or a Latino boy or girl or an Asian person or anything like that. Yeah, it's great to have...
get beat as a kid for talking to your black friend, like... What the heck? It's like, you can't associate with him. It's like,
talking about...
Why the fuck not?
Yeah, talking about music, talking about your favorite baseball players, who's better, Mickey Mantle or Willie Mays, and shit like that. But nowadays, hey, that doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, I know people put up superficial barriers and say, oh, we're more separated now than ever. Really? Where's the law? Where's the law that separates us? There are no laws that separate us. The only thing that separates all of us is what's in here. That's it. And if you keep that up, you're never going to learn anything. That's all there is to it. All right. Well, that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. So until next time, signing off, I'm Nate.
I'm Nick.
This was My Hero Academia, Season 2, Episode 6, The Boy Born with Everything. We're going to get on to the next one. So until then, we'll see you then. Peace out.